Da 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 da. Welcome back, my friend. This is BjjBrick Quick. Despite last episode, we're a little long. My name is Byron. We're talking about jiu-jitsu. I'm going to try to make it quicker than last time. I got a question in. If you have a question, send it to bjjbrick@gmail.com. Put in the subject line question for BjjBrick Quick, and I'll throw it in there. Anja, I'm mispronouncing your name. I'm sorry. I'm certain of it, but you've sent a email question in talking about running and jiu-jitsu. You're running half marathons and you're doing jiu-jitsu and your joints are sore. And and you said, okay, jiu-jitsu can be stressful on the joints. Running, same thing, and you don't want to injure yourself by working out, basically, is what I'm getting out of this. But you want to pursue both, and I'm doing the same thing. I run quite a bit. I've ran one marathon years ago, and I've ran three half marathons this year, and I'm working on getting my 5K to be a little bit better time. Anyway, so I run almost every day. I run probably 4 to 5 times a week. That's not every day, but I do run. It's an easy workout. I can just leave my house, boom, and I'm started immediately, and I'm going. And versus jiu-jitsu, I have to change clothes and go. It's a 25-minute, 30-minute drive for me each way, so it just takes longer to do jiu-jitsu. So if I don't have time, I'm definitely going to go run. Both are important to me. I definitely enjoy jiu-jitsu more. So your joints are sore. I think that's not something that you want to do. So jiu-jitsu, you shouldn't be going home with sore joints all the time. I guess the question is what joints are sore. Like if you're getting arm barred and your arms are sore, you've got to tap way sooner than that. And also communicate with your training partners that hey, give me a little more time to tap. Or don't actually hyperextend my arm. If you're the type of guy who I'm arm barring and I start to slow down because I don't want to hurt you, and then you spaz out and escape the arm bar, I really can care less. I've arm barred enough people. I don't really care who I arm bar, who I don't. But perhaps your training partner is like, hey, he got out of that thing. And when I started to give him some time to tap, he kind of forced his way out of it. So then they don't want to give you that time to tap. So just tapping a little sooner, letting your training partners know that you don't want to, you're experiencing some stress on your joints from this, and I don't know what joints, maybe your shoulders. I tap early, man. I can't remember last time I hurt my elbow in an arm bar, my shoulders in a Kimura, my legs in a leg lock. I'm not tapping all the time. I'm just tapping. You don't have to fully submit me to get me to tap. I want to avoid the setup, or I want to avoid the deep set submission more than escape the submission. That's my goal. Anyway, maybe tapping earlier, maybe communicating with your training partners. It's fine to be sore. Jiu-jitsu is a rough sport. You're going to go home sore sometimes. But maybe even if that's bothering you, selecting your training partners, ones that aren't quite as rough on you all the time. You still need an occasional rough roll, I think, to kind of check your system a little bit. Running. So by the time this airs, I'll probably have ran over 1,000 miles this year, which was kind of a goal I set early on, which is not anything crazy. It's just the thing about consistency, running, like I said, almost every day for the better part of the year. And what I have found in my research is that the surfaces I run on make a huge difference. I avoid running on concrete. Concrete is super hard, and I've learned about researches about running. If you're running on a concrete sidewalk, that's not good for your joints. I would be sore after a short run on the concrete. Asphalt's better. And people think, well, they're the same thing. They're both they're both hard. And they say, and I haven't done this before, but take a hammer and tap it on concrete and tap it on the asphalt, and the asphalt is not nearly as hard. and I'm a firefighter, and if we park a fire truck on a concrete slab that's not thick enough, we'll crack it. If we park a fire truck on an asphalt slab, we'll dent it. We'll put little dents in it with our tires. Neither one are good. We try to avoid that. Anyway, so asphalt better than running on the streets, better than running on a concrete sidewalk. I run a lot personally on a gravel path. And it probably depends on what type of rock the gravel is, but it seems to be fine in my joints. I also have a rubberized track I run on. It's a 1/4-mile track. That's nice on my joints, it feels like. The best thing is running in grass. And if you could find a big field, like there's a few soccer fields by my house, I just run around all of the soccer fields. I don't run around the goals. I'm looping around this big park, and I'm running in the grass, and I'm not running to the point where I've made my own path in it or anything like that directed, but a lot of people walk in the field, and I just run around the field a few times, and it really adds up to give me a few miles of grass time, which does basically no damage to your joints. So I would urge you to look at maybe your shoes and what you're running on. My shoes, I could run in cheap running shoes. They don't bother me at all. My wife has to have a little bit better shoes to fit her a certain way in order for her to feel like she's not going to damage her ankles. I don't remember what maybe her shins. But she has a certain, I just buy my shoes on Amazon, and they're $40 or $50, and I run them until I've got a few hundred miles in them, and they kind of start to wear out, and I get a new pair of shoes. But the surface, I think, for me, and maybe for you, my friend, is the big deal to get you going and not feel like your joints are wearing out on you. Nobody wants that. Quick thing on, bring it back for everybody is off the mat training should supplement your jiu-jitsu training. If you've got unlimited free time and you're able to train all the time, that's awesome. Most of us don't, and a day you can't hit the mats, you should do something else. That's why I say, stay sweaty, my friends. Like, you should do something to get sweaty every day, and that's a big part of being fit. Good days, we're doing jiu-jitsu. Well, thank you for the question. Hope it helps, my friend. Like I said, if you have a question for the podcast, BjjBrick@gmail.com, and I'll put it in the queue. It'll probably take a month or two for me to get to it, but send it in now if you want it in sooner. So, if you want to support the podcast, go to BjjBrick.com, click on the shop button. We have a Patreon page. You can support us, and we have some audiobooks there that you could check out if you want any more audio content. We'd appreciate the help. As always, stay sweaty, my friends, whether you're running or doing jiu-jitsu.